Hey guys, good Tuesday. It's KJ here at WCNC Charlotte. First off, thank you guys for joining us on WCNC Plus. I want to give you an update on what's happening with some showers and thunderstorms across the area. Since we do have today as a weather aware day, that's just to give you that heads up. We will have ongoing showers and thunderstorms. Some of them will be intense, producing heavy rainfall, frequent cloud to ground lightning, damaging wind gusts. That is going to be our primary concern since the winds can produce damage. It does not take a tornado to produce damage with this line of storms that we are expecting for this evening. So just follow me here. I want to walk you through it. So things will be a little unorthodox as we are behind the scenes. We're not on air right now, but we are streaming live for you all to join in and get that update, especially if you do have some plans to be out and about on this Tuesday evening. So what you're looking at now on your screen, yeah, this is something you don't want coming towards you. When you see the clouds darkening like this is a severe thunderstorm warning storm. So we do have this storm that is under a severe thunderstorm warning because it does have the potential to produce damage. This is looking live from our Dallas, North Carolina camera. It's elevated at 1,450 feet, looking off towards the west. And I'm looking at it. We're going to eventually pan this camera. I'm going to pass it for now, but eventually when we come back, we're going to pan it towards the south a little bit, or at least towards the left of your screen, if I may, and that'll show us more what's happening with it. But out ahead of it, that's where we have more of these ongoing showers and some heavy rain as you see it there. So we're looking for that potential of any type of rotation out there that could be touching the ground. Right now, we're not seeing all those signs come together for it. But throughout the broadcast, if you were joining us on WCNC Charlotte between 4 and 6:30, we kept seeing the potential, some signs of rotation. At times it was a little strong, which indicates we could have a tornado. Then other times, some of those indicators pointed towards perhaps weak rotation, likely not touching the ground. We haven't got any type of confirmation yet, but we do have some reports of power outages for parts of the area, and that was for Bessemer City, North Carolina. That just came in about 5 minutes ago, around 6:50 there. But right now you can see this storm is going to continue to move towards our Dallas camera. As I move over here and show you another view of what some of you guys are likely seeing. If you're not in the foothills or west of Charlotte now, you see some blue sky out there as we are approaching sunset now. The clouds are really starting to move in, so that cloud debris is starting to shift and come in from the west, moving towards, say, Charlotte and points east of Charlotte. So on the other side of I-77, we're starting to see the clouds darken a little bit and fill in some of those gaps that we had the sunny skies for today. In terms of the severe thunderstorm warning out there now, it is until 7 o'clock, so that's about another 5 minutes. It could be extended, or we could have another warning, but right now it looks like this warning is set to expire, but it could be extended, and it'll likely cover more of Gaston County and then parts of Lincoln County. So the heaviest of the showers right now over Lincolnton, that's in Lincoln County, also High Shoals, Cherryville. We're looking at some potential hail near you. One thing about this storm, the core of it, we've seen the hail moving with it. So if I take radar and go back, say the last 2 hours, and scan it back here, follow me here, let me widen the view so you can see it. As we take radar back, say until about 5 p.m., this is 5:30, moving through Burke County, and notice that pink shading there under all of those lightning icons. If I take the lightning off, you can see that, and that pink is an indicator as we look at the radar returns that that's likely the hail core, and it does verify that we've had radar estimates of hail coming in between 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches. That'll put you about the size of a golf ball, even the size of, say, an 8-ball. So if you've seen hail where you live, share those photos with us, and we'll love to share them tonight when we put a little report together in terms of what damage we've seen, across the area. So anytime we show those storm reports of damage, then hail is something that we'll love to see to kind of verify the intensity of the storms we've had so far this evening. So right now this storm is moving through Gaston County, not too far from Gastonia. Eventually it's going to be moving west of the 485 loop, which is right around the city of Charlotte, so Mount Holly. Moving towards Huntersville. It's likely going to brush past Lake Norman. I don't have the lightning turned on now, but you can see it does have lightning with it. Right now, let me get the speed of the forward speed of this particular cell. It's likely moving to about the east-southeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. So it looks like this severe thunderstorm warning has been extended. It's now going to continue, guys, until 7:30. So if you've gotten that notification from our WCNC app that we do have a severe thunderstorm warning where you live, you want to make sure you stay inside and know where you would go in the event this storm does further intensify. Some of those main threats we have right now with it is going to be strong winds, anywhere from 60 to 70 miles an hour. Heavy rain could lead to some localized flooding. So some of those areas that are prone to flooding, you want to avoid those over the next couple of hours because it is a slow moving cell. So it could produce some torrential rainfall, frequent lightning. In addition to it, we're not ruling out that potential for a tornado. However, straight line winds is going to be that main threat for us with these cells. Now, as we put a storm tracker on it, just so we can see, let me just pull this up and I'll put a storm tracker on it for you, just to give you an indication of when it could be where you live. And that'll kind of help you out as you plan ahead your evening. So right now the storm is capable of producing about 1.25 inches hail as it continues to move towards, it's about northwest of Gastonia. So yeah, just northwest of Gastonia, moving to the east at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So it is starting to speed up some, and it could definitely produce some damage. So right now we're looking at this cell moving towards the east at about 30 miles an hour. So what I'm going to do is put a storm tracker on it, and we'll start right through here, just south of Stanley, and we'll go out towards the east at about 28 to 30 miles. And let's move this out of the way. So we're coming up Stanley in about 5 to 10 minutes. Huntersville could be near you in about 30 to 35 minutes. Bradford within the hour. Moving towards Concord Regional about 8:15. So about 1 hour and 15 if it holds together. And right now we've seen this storm holding together, maintaining some form of configuration, at least on radar, to allow us to focus on it and give it a little bit more attention. If I switch it over here and look at the velocities, anytime we see sort of the reds and the greens moving together, green moving towards the radar, red moving away from the radar, those are some of those indicators, as well as lightning, a number of factors we look at, just eyeballing it from radar. But a lot of times those of you at home who are trained storm spotters can give us that ground truth that we do look forward to in terms of confirming any type of rotation on the ground. So take a look at this. If I take radar back about 3 hours, you can see how we've sort of had some signs of rotation. Notice how we've had, say, you see the green, the red holding together, at times a little bit tighter and brighter than other times. And this was as it was moving towards Cherryville. So if you've had any reports of damage in the Cherryville area west of there, say over Double Shoals, Bellwood, share that information with us. And I can get a read on what these Doppler indicated winds were at that time. If I just scan it here, and this will kind of tell me. So we could have had anywhere from 40 to 50 mile per hour winds transported down to the ground, from this one. So that's one thing we've looked at, and that's why we want you guys to all be weather aware for this evening. So going forward right now, as we reset here, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. That means we have all of those ingredients, you know, as some of you may have seen on social media. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich, it's the first thing pinned to the top of his Twitter page. So in terms of a watch, you have all the ingredients to make a cake or to bake your favorite treat. But then a warning is happening when you've actually started to mix those things together and is actually in the oven and baking. So right now we're under a watch. We have those ingredients to actually have severe weather and have more severe weather. Right now we just have one storm that is severe, and I'll switch it back over to radar before we wrap things up here on WCNC Plus. And it is loading now on my end. So that's it. So it's until 7:30. It's going to include Gaston and Lincoln County. So they've sort of trimmed it a little bit. Haven't gone as far as to saying that it's going to be in Mecklenburg County just yet. But of course, if it does, we'll let you know here on WCNC Plus. But behind this particular cell, we do have a couple more storms out there. If I put the lightning back on. Okay, so yes, this one's producing lightning. This one is in the northwest section of Lincoln County, southernmost part of Catawba County. This is on the south side of Hickory, south of I-40, and also over in Burke County, south of Morganton. So on the outskirts of Morganton, on the outskirts of Hickory. Some light rain moving into Iredell County, moving east of there near Salisbury. Cabarrus County, you're dry. You may have some sprinkles coming down. You know, radar does have a slight delay to it. But right now I'm going to wrap things up here on WCNC Plus. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm KJ Jacobs. I'll have a report coming up if we have another warning issued or one extended. But bottom line, anytime it comes to severe thunderstorm warnings, make sure you get to your safe place. You want to stay indoors. Make sure you have that phone charged, ready to go. You're getting the notifications on your phone, and be on the lowest floor, and know that you'll have an interior room to go into in the event these storms do intensify. So thank you guys for joining me. Hope you have a safe evening, and we'll be back with another update.